Well, good afternoon, Pipers. Welcome back to the Bass Piper channel. It is Saturday afternoon here in my garage here in Smithfield, Virginia. We're looking at a nice 82 degrees this afternoon, guys. And I'm out here having me a Drew Estates Liga Privada H99. Liga Privada H99 in the Robusto. First time I've had a Liga Privada. Been wanting to try a Liga Privada. In fact, just the other day at work at the cigar lounge, if you remember a few videos back, I got an El Septimo that wasn't doing too good. And they were supposed to be replacing it for me at the lounge, and they never did. Come find out, when I started there a couple of weeks ago, I noticed they didn't have any more El Septimos, but just a few in a case. And I asked, well, what's going on with that? Where we're getting rid of the El Septimo line. So one day I come into work, the store manager hands me this. He says, try this. Well, I knew what he was doing. The other guys didn't get one, he just gave it to me. And so evidently this was what he was going to replace the El Septimo Michelangelo with. So this is my first time. I took it home, put it in my Tupperware. And this is the first time I tried this. And on light up, very good. And as you can see, good smoke output. Got a good taste of cocoa espresso, which you normally want to get from a Maduro type of cigar. But so far, so good. We'll see how it trails. We'll see how it smokes. But so anyway, let me give you a rundown of my cigar journey at the lounge. Started about 2 weeks ago, and actually not this Monday just passed, but last Monday. And within 2 days, I'd already gotten 3 cigars from Cigar Reps. Got one from the Oliva rep. Next day, Perdomo come in, got a nice 20th anniversary. And in between that, right before he got there last Tuesday, I got this one handed by the store manager, so that was 3 cigars. And so I just took them home, put them didn't smoke them there, just took them home, put them on my Tupperware, because I'd already brought a A.J. Fernandez, New World, Connecticut. No, I'm sorry. I brought that day, I think I brought a San Latano and had that. So these just have been sitting in my Tupperware, getting acclimated to my humidity. And so, piece of tobacco. The week went good. Last week did really well. This week did fine. To make a long story short, Bass Piper is no longer at the cigar lounge. So Greg, tunnel take, don't worry about going by Willie's to see Bass Piper. I'm not there. Now, y'all are sitting there going, what in the world is going south with Willie's? Well, as you knew, the last time I was there in December, of course, I had a job. 2 jobs hit me at one time. And the other job didn't work out. Well, let me tell you why Base Piper is not at Willie's Cigar Lounge. Last week went good. This week started off good. Everything was fine. The employees were great. Job was great. Management, fantastic. Well, Base Piper, what in the world went south? Well, let me tell you. Can I give you a hint? Watch this. Let's try this again. Guys, if I'd have stayed at this lounge, I would probably be dead in a month with secondhand smoke. Buddy, I'll tell you what. Now, understand, Base Piper has never been in a lounge of anything. I'm going on 64 years old in July. I've never been to a nightclub. I've never been in, unless it's on a cruise ship or something like that, which is no big deal. I'm talking about a regular club. I'm talking about lounges. Last Tuesday night, the lounge started to fill up some. And I'm over by the register by the front door. Because the more I walked around there, I'm going, daggone, man. Monday, now you got to understand, last Monday, not this past Monday, last Monday when it started, I worked the day shift. Day shift was fine. I did like a 10 to 2. I mean, a 10 to 5. It was supposed to be a 10 to 2. And it ended up, he wanted me to stay from a 10 to 10 because somebody called in sick who was giving their notice. They got sick with this junk going around. I said, well, the best I can do today is just do a 10 to 5, because I already had things already pre-planned. I was supposed to have been getting off at 2. So no problems, everything's fine. And everything was great. The next night I had to do a 2 to 6. No problem. And I was off the rest of the week last week. He was just giving me a couple of days to get started. This week I was to work Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And then he asked if I would work Friday for my father's cigar event. And I said, that's fine. I can do that. He said, I'd like to see, so you can see how the event goes and all that. And as the week progressed, Monday and Tuesday, he said, wait, I'll probably just have you back there in the lounge, emptying ashtrays and just working the lounge as we're working other stuff in the event. And I'm going, okay, I'm a newbie. I'm going to get stuck in the back. Monday, I worked at 2 to 10 o'clock at night. I closed because they wanted to train me in closing. And for the next month or so, I was going to be closing. I think Tuesday I went in at 4 o'clock and worked till 10. And then on Thursday I was to work 6 to 10. And Friday I was going to come in and work 4 when the event started till 8 o'clock at night. When Monday hit, I'm going, this 2 to 10 o'clock, 2 to about 4 or 5 o'clock was fine. Oh, buddy, by the time 7 or 8 o'clock got there that evening, this lounge is not that big. In fact, all the chairs, you probably can max about 17 people. When they got in there and these regulars came in there, and because these guys come in, you got to understand, I didn't know this. I didn't know how the lounge really worked, well, at least this one. I'm talking and my cigar is going all crooked. Let me touch it up. So, man, man, it's getting heavy in here. With now, they got a scrubber. They have an air cleaner back there. And, but to make a long story short, I left Monday night going, man, I don't know, man, if I'm going to be able to deal with this. I'm just going to be honest. Well, Tuesday came, and Tuesday was the clincher. Tuesday night came, this past Tuesday night, and it was packed. I mean, 15, 17 people in there. And buddy, when these people, as I said, when they come in, they'll come in at 3 and 4 o'clock in the afternoon when the shipyard guys get out. They'll be there till you run them out at 10 o'clock. And these guys come in and smoke 2 and 3 cigars. You know, it takes about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour to smoke a cigar, especially a Toro or bigger. So, you know, they're knocking down 2 and 3 cigars or more. And they're back there chit-chatting away in the whole 9 yards. That's not a problem. The problem is the scrubber that they have there is just not big enough to handle 15 and 17 people. And I knew coming up on Friday with my father's event, we'd probably have 30 people in there, you know, because it was also a bourbon tasting along with my father's cigar. And so Tuesday night, I had to get out of that lounge and walk around the building at least 2 or 3 times because it was just permeated with smoke. And it wasn't so much that it was floating, it was just so much all over. They have no ceiling fans in the building. It's just in the back. They got a scrubber, they got an air cleaner up. But the problem is there's no fresh air coming through. And it cleans and it cycles on and off. It doesn't stay on. It just cycles on and off every now and then. You'll hear it, you know, and kind of see it, you know. And because I noticed even when it was on, the smoke would just kind of go like this. You know, it was like the smoke was using a walker, try to get up out of the, you know. Watch this. My fan's behind me. See how that smoke took off? See how clean it is? That's when you're scrubbing air. The air, I got the door open, I got fresh air coming in, I got a fan blowing in the back. That's all I got, just a little isolating fan back behind me. I don't know if you can see it or not. See it? That's it. Gone. This, oh my gosh. When you walk in the mornings, the scrubber has worked all night with nobody in there, so it kind of, you know, you still have a cigar smell because the scrubber is just not, it's doing okay, but it's not going to do okay for 17 to 20 people in there. It can't handle it. And so, Wednesday morning, I had to make I was off Wednesday, this past Wednesday. I had to make a big decision. I'm going, man, the work was fine, working with the customers. Hey, I was there the second day and got a customer review. I got a data boy. Everything was going fine. Customer service, everything fine. Managers fine, work fine. It was the environment that I'm going, this ain't gonna work, man. I will be hooked up to an oxygen tank if I stay in here. Sorry guys, I'm chasing a piece of tobacco. I think I got it. I said I'll be in an air oxygen tent, and with COPD with less than 30 days in this place. There's one thing coming out into your garage and having a cigar, or a pipe, because they smoke both in there. But I'm talking and you see how it's getting off. Good cigar though. Just got to get it reset. Bear with me. I know this is going kind of slow, this video, but I was just not going to be able to stay there. And I didn't say nothing the first night because I really wanted to try it. And really wanted to try it because I wanted to wait. Basically what they're doing is that there's a store over here in Suffolk that the man's retiring, and they're going to be taking that store, which is close to my house. I've been in that store before, so I know that store is smaller, and they just got a small little lounge area. When I say a lounge area, maybe enough to fit 6 guys, 7 guys in, just a little spot, a little square, little thing everybody sits around in, But the problem was, and I expressed it to the management. I said, guys, I hate to do this. I said, you guys are great and been fantastic, but I said, I can't deal with the smoke, not that much. And I didn't slam them on anything. I mean, I wasn't going to go out that way. I was hoping I said enough about the smoke just permeates. It just doesn't seem like there's enough fresh air and whatever when people get in the lounge. And see how quick that goes? If they would have had the right scrubbers and fresh air, everything would have been fine. So I'm back square one again, and there is a possibility that I may have a job offer at the gym that I go to, and to work at the gym, some part-time hours and things like that. And so we'll see what happens with that. But I know the gym won't be able to give me the hours that the lounge was able to do, and the money's a little bit lower. But it is only about 3 miles from my house, so maybe between the distance of going, there, like the other job wasn't very far over here. What I save on gas and wear and tear will make up the difference in what little bit hourly rate it was. But anyway, that has been Bass Pipers. I just told him, I said the cigar lounge must not be for me. And if it was a bigger lounge, like you're talking down in Miami or Tampa, like Corona Cigars, or some big lounge, that's about, 15,000, 20,000 square foot, where they have dinners and they put on shows and they have a nice professional, dress code lounge that you go in coat and tie and ladies dress up. And if you ever go on, what is neat to look at, go to YouTube and type in the cigar cellar. the Cigar Cellar. It's a lounge in Atlanta, Georgia, I believe it is. And listen to the guy that owns it talk about the system they put in to their lounge. And they give you a demonstration of it. Unbelievable. Every lounge needs this. Because I'll tell you what, basically what they end up doing is putting these huge 84, 96-inch big ceiling fans up at the top, and then put in almost like what you would know as household fans that they can manually control, the ones with the louvers, you know. We had one in one of our homes one time down the hallway in the attic space. Oh my gosh. I mean, you could crack the windows and whoosh, I mean, it would suck our vinyl in the kitchen up. You know, I mean, you had fresh air coming in. You got to watch this. It's called the Cigar Cellar. It's a bar, cigar lounge. They have eateries. And not to spoil it all, but behind their bar or their eateries, they had sliding windows that they could serve outside on the patio. People could come up outside, get their meals, and go on. They had to end up cracking those when they had to, you know, really crank them up, because the suction was so great, nobody could get out of the building. The entrance doors, they couldn't get in, and the suction was, they couldn't get the doors open. And so, but when you watch them just sit there and smoke or puff on a cigar, whew, I mean, it leaves as soon as it leaves your mouth, gone. I mean, and they had gotten so many compliments from women that don't smoke, would come in there with their husbands. They got them all the compliments. You didn't even know cigars were smoked in there. That's how a lounge needs to be. I'm sorry, but that's how a lounge needs to be. I don't care how. But see, here's the other flip side of this. Big difference. Not. Here we go. It's going to get there by tomorrow's breakfast. It may be out. It might be out through the ceiling. It's getting there. You can't have that. Add that times 17, 20 people. It ain't gonna work. But here's the problem with some of it. The guys in the management and all of that, they've been in it for so long, it doesn't faze them. They don't even smell it. You know, it reminds me of years ago. I worked at a hardware store when I first started in my young 20s. It was called Heckinger's. Some of y'all may have known of that hardware store. They're no longer in business, and that went to HQ and all this stuff. But Heckinger's was owned by two brothers out of Atlanta area in Maryland. I say Atlanta, I mean Landover in Maryland. And they owned the stores until they folded up. And I got promoted to a department manager, started off in tools and hardware and all that. And then I got promoted over as a department manager to the garden department. Well, when you walk through a garden department, most people that go to a hardware store and you've never been through, if you've been through a garden department, especially when they used to put fertilizers and all that right out on the platforms in the store. You could go pick up your 10-10-10, you could go pick up your humus, you could go pick up your whatever. And you'd walk through the garden department and you go, daggone, man, what the heck is going on through here? It smells like crap. You know, junk. Well, it's because it is, right? Fertilizer and flour in boxes, you know, flour fertilizers and, you know, all the stuff for plants in boxes and all that. So it just permeates everywhere. When I went over there and had to stay over there the first week, I'm going, holy cow. Well, I noticed everybody else wasn't complaining about it. I went over there and go, daggone, man, y'all don't smell that mess? After I was in it for about 3 weeks, I didn't smell it either. Because you get immune to it. It gets in your nasal, it gets it where you walk through there. Other people are going, man, what in the world? What are you talking about? I don't smell nothing. That's what happens in a lounge. A newbie like me, and especially a guy that I had one of the customers come up Tuesday night. Wade, how many cigars you smoke a day? I said, a day? I said, Base Piper might do 3 a month, if that. He looked at me like, dude, what? I said, yeah, man, I don't smoke a lot of cigars or pipes. I just don't. I collect pipes. I love, smoking one from time to time. Come out, try some. I said, I'm a sampler. I'm not a, I enjoyed the atmosphere as far as with the people. Man, customers were great, man. High five, pumping, fist pumping. Hey, Wade, how you doing, man? Good to see you, yada, yada. I mean, fantastic customers and things. Management, fantastic. Job, as far as the job, piece of cake. But I'd have to go in there with an oxygen tank. So we departed ways. They understood. But unless there's some great big lounge to go to, and here's the other thing. If these guys, when they would put these lounges together, separate them with a wall. Have your humidor, your sales end, everything on the out, in one area. Put you a wall. If it's a half wall with glass, where you can see in and out with a door, and now you can go into the lounge. And the lounge has the scrubbers, the air, what I call scrubbers. It's a commercial term for big air cleaners. And they're supposed to be pumping fresh air. They're supposed to, where you can, but in the sales air, but see, the problem there is, and tunnel take, hey, Greg, if you've been in Willie's, you said you have, you know what I'm talking about. It's wide open. You have the humidor when you go in, but from the door where the cash register and everything is, and it's just straight back. A big little room, bathrooms in the back. It's all wide open. And, but you understand, if you've never been in one, you'll understand going into one in the morning, or around 2 in the afternoon. No, go in at about 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night. Into one of those. So anyway, guys, that's my saga with the cigar store / lounge. Nothing wrong with the work, with the cigars, helping the customers, great management. Just got to do something with the smoke. They got to do something with the scrubber and getting some fresh air in there, or upgrade the scrubber. I know if it was my lounge, we would have a wall separating sales, separating, that type of thing. You've got your humidor nice and enclosed. At least that's nice and enclosed. Some places I've been in, they even got the humidor out there in the middle of the floor where all the smoke is permeating across all the brand new cigarettes and the naked cigarettes, the ones with no cellophane. So you got everybody's brother's smoke going down on the cigarettes. The cigars. It's not good. It's not good. And, but I think what happens is the regulars and the management, they got used to it. They don't smell nothing. Everything's fine. What's wrong with you? And it takes the newbies to come in here to go, oh my gosh, man, y'all want to turn the air cleaner on? Well, it's on. You got to be kidding me. Well, have you checked? When was the last time y'all changed the filters or cleaned this thing? Because it ain't working. Well, like I said, when you got 1 or 2 guys, that's one thing. When I'm out here in my garage, ain't no big deal. I got a fan going. It's just gone. But when I had to get up Tuesday night and have to walk around 2 or 3 times during my shift, I had to get outside. Man, I had to get some fresh air. And when I got home, I had to get in the shower. I ranked. It's cigar smoke. And I said, nah, this ain't gonna work. So anyway, guys, it's been 29 minutes. This H99, try one. Liga Privada H99 by Drew Estates. It's going a little wonky, but that's because I got the fan and I've been talking and they've been paying no attention to it. You can kind of see how it's getting a little wonky. But yeah. Good smoke output. You see how fast that left? That was just a little fan blowing. That's it. And but you'll understand what it's supposed to look like. And I'm not knocking these guys, don't get me wrong. Willie's is a good place to go. Good cigarette. Why do I keep saying cigarettes? Good cigars. I got cigarellos on the mind too. Cigarellos, cigars, pipe tobacco. Great place, great management. Willie and Caleb down there. Caleb's the store manager. Willie's the owner. A good place. It's just, you don't want to be there for 6 hour and 7 hour and 8 hour shifts working in that all the time. If you're not one that's accustomed to it, it's not going to work. That's the only drawback about it. So I don't know if Willie needs to just look at his system and upgrade. And when he takes this other new store, I don't know what they got in there, but whatever. Guys, you got to get the smoke out, because a secondhand smoke like that, you don't want to be breathing that in every night, 6 and 7, 8 hours a night. With, you're talking about cigarettes versus cigars. Oh my gosh, cigar smoke is heavy. And I could see myself hooked to an air tank, well then, before my 90 days was up. But a great place to go buy your stuff. Now, there's another place we have out here called Bond's Cigars, and that's over in the Suffolk area as well. And Bond started out to try to be a lounge, but what happened there was, beside them was a restaurant. And they must not have had they had these little indoor air cleaners. They didn't have a scrubber in the ceiling. And what was happening was the smoke was going up and going over into the restaurant next door. They complained about it. And they had to stop. So Bond Cigars is a shop and go. You buy your cigars, you buy your humidors, you buy anything you want, but you get out of there. You don't smoke nothing in there. That's the one Bass Piper needs. Unless they had a lounge like Coronas or something. Because I told Miss Bass Piper I'd love to go to Tampa, fly out to Tampa one weekend, just take a weekend down the road, go to Tampa. I like to go to J.C. Newman's big place, their factory and stuff, and take the tour and all that, and just kind of watch when you go into Ybor. It's a place called Ybor, where they a lot of places they got where they can see cigarettes. Man, I am hung up on cigarettes. Cigars made and rolled and all that kind of stuff, and go to the big lounges, a nice lounge. So anyway, it's been 33 minutes. That was my saga at the cigar lounge. So I thought I would share that to you. And Greg, I had to get it out there because, Greg, I surely didn't want you coming by and going, where did Wade go? Well, he only lasted about 4 days. So that's the reason why. I had to be able to breathe. And so, anywho, guys, we're going to get on off of here and finish this H99. It is a good cigar. Don't go so much by this because I've been running my mouth and it's got all crazy. But good cigar. Give it a shot. Good breath note. Hey, I trimmed all my goatee down because I'm bringing my beard back. Miss Bass Piper wants my beard back. I was going to try to get through the summer, but she wants it back. So it just started. It's about a week old. And so I got to get all my sides in, and I shaved everything down here to kind of help blend in as it's coming in. I didn't want some big old, goatee sitting there and the little sides coming in. So I had to even it out. So for a few weeks, I'll look like crud again. Not that I don't look like crud all the time anyway, but I'll look like a guy off the street for a few weeks. But anyway, guys, you guys have a great day. New subscribers, thank you so much. And till we see each other again, hey, relax, have your pipe. Well, try your Liga Privada H99. And we'll talk to you guys later. Don't forget the many blessings God gives us each and every day. You guys take care. Bye-bye.